Greetings, Earthlings. Cosmos the Alien once again invading your screens, daring to ask the question, do VTubers really need corporations to succeed? Now, the reason this question came to mind for me personally was because of at least at the time of recording, and I emphasize that mostly because people could watch this at any time, and also because who the heck knows when I'll be done with editing. VShojo situation, fallout, company falling apart, yada yada yada. So when I'm talking about corporations with regards to VTubers, I'm talking about obviously VShojo, but also Niji Sanji. Yeah, that one. And then Hololive we'll also be talking about. I couldn't find a world related to VShojo, so that's the only reason I'm not showing a world related to them. Don't worry. But I am gonna also show a world related to Hololive, so I'm not singling out anyone, and I'm also gonna preface this by saying I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not saying like, oh, if you enjoy this particular thing, you're a bad person. If you enjoy VTubers from, one specific company or another, you're a bad person, or you've got trash taste. No. No. I'm not that sort of person, and I don't think you should be either, Earthlings. Because, let's be real, people should just like what they like. As long as you ain't doing harm to anyone else, just enjoy stuff. Don't be mean. Just like what you like, and then share what you like with other people. Find those communities that share that joy. You like VTuber A and someone's mean to you, don't give them the time of day. Or you care about them enough, don't talk about VTuber A anymore. Go find a community that also likes VTuber A. Someone else likes VTuber B, go find the community that likes VTuber B. And if you guys can agree to disagree, cool, be friends. Or if you guys both share that love of each other's VTubers, but your Kamiyoshi is different, cool, whatever, doesn't matter. But I digress. So because of the whole VShojo situation, I've seen debates online mostly asking, like, do we even need these companies anymore? Should people even bother applying? Should we even bother supporting them and all that stuff? Like, number one, there's a problem in that they already have huge established fan bases who will continue to support them, so I don't think they're gonna die out anytime soon. So there's the realistic part. And two, I think to a certain extent it's a necessary thing. Necessary evil could be a word that might be used. I don't know if I'd use it or not. Depends. Depends. But it all. The thing is it's a complex thing, because on the one hand, obviously there are controversies with, obviously the aforementioned situation with VShojo. That's what I'm going to cite again and again and again and again and again. There are obviously other controversies, and indie VTubers are not devoid of controversy. But of course, people are able to do a lot more with the resources of a company backing them than they're probably able to do on their own. I wouldn't know. I haven't gone corpo yet. I wouldn't mind it though, so if anyone wants to hire me and give me a lot of money, just I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt they give people a lot of money. This is a joke. I need to preface that. That's a joke. Otherwise, people will probably take it seriously. But the thing is also it's multifaceted in that companies like Hololive and Niji Sanji in particular played a huge role in making VTubers popular, especially over in the US. I mean, the West internet, but I'm going to say the US because that's the perspective I'm going at it from, is the American internet, which is where my ship connects to, is, via an American IP. Sadly, I could not connect to a Soviet-Russian IP address, which was what my UFO was programmed for. But alas, Soviet Union no longer exists. I have old broken down UFO model. Who knew such things? Aliens have outdated information on Earth too. But I digress. So the thing is like, because of how important they were in making VTubers popular, and because of how they can do a lot of stuff that can't be done, by an indie on their own. For instance, concerts and a lot of the merch and whatnot. Like, that was kind of the whole point of VShojo, was these people are effectively indie. They own the IP behind their character and all that. They own all the assets. The only difference between them and another company is just the company takes a bit of money from the merch, and they're going to help with the merch. They're going to make that all a lot easier. And they're going to set up a lot of that stuff. And I mean, you see this with Hololive. You see this with Niji Sanji. You see this with the concerts they do. You see this with all the merch they sell. You see this with all that stuff. And you see this with a lot of the events they do. You see this with stuff like this. And the reason I started with the Niji Sanji world is, realistically, this was the most visually impressive world I could find. I mean, it's an amusement park. It's got a freaking Ferris wheel and a castle. I don't know if you guys can see the castle. But look, the castle. It's cool. The Ferris wheel. And you can ride the Ferris wheel. I mean, it's kind of broken. I mean, I found myself, like, spinning. Like I was, like I was on a merry-go-round, but it wasn't a merry-go-round. I mean, like it was not a merry-go-round. That is a merry-go-round. Like, one of those teacup rides. Except I was also going in a vertical circle, just because of some broken collision thing, I guess. But stuff like this, can be had because of shared branding. Oh, I'm not just doing it for one person, I'm doing it for a generation. Oh, there's all this shared branding. Oh, and, of course, it's got its downsides, too. Hololive and Niji Sanji, they have very unified looks. There's a lot less experimentation. I don't necessarily think they're like a necessity for someone to be successful. Indie VTubers are hugely successful. I would say that's the answer. Like, are they a necessity? No. Are they gonna leave anytime soon? Also no. But I think it's interesting to sort of discuss, pros and cons and pros and cons. Why are they still around? Why do people like them? And why might people stick with them? The resources for one. Pre-built-in fan base is another one that comes to mind. Like, if someone's a fan of Hololive or Niji Sanji or whatever, or heck, even VShojo, before it imploded, they were, when a new generation debuts, their immediate thought is, oh, it's a new Hololive, it's a new Niji Sanji generation that's debuting. That's cool. I'm excited about this. I'm gonna look forward to this, and I'm gonna probably check out their debut. I'm gonna, look at their stuff. Immediately there's a built-in fan base. People are gonna subscribe even if they don't watch a lot of the stuff, or they might check out stuff here or there. There's a built-in fan base that's gonna guarantee at least a decent amount of people that start following right from the get-go. And with independent VTubers, you have to build up an audience over time. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm making stuff like this. I'm building up my audience. I'm, making a bunch of different content. I want to show my audience, like, hey, I can do this, I can do that. These, I'm trying to show off personality. I'm trying to show off, versatility. I'm trying to show off, like, hey, I have an interest in VTubing on the metatextual level, I suppose would be the word. Like, I'm interested in discussing the VTubing world. Oh, my first video was discussing, like, I'm interested in media and reflecting on my opinions on media. Like, I have opinions, I'm a very opinionated person, but I'm also willing to change my opinions. In the VR exploration video I did, that immediately followed that, I wanted to show off, like, oh, hey, I love VR chat, I love VR, and I want to show off a lot of my love of that. That's why I record in VR, it's why my avatar, instead of being live 2D, is in VR. And I like lore, I like improvising the lore. Like, a lot of what I do, fundamentally, is to sort of show my personality and try to get people to be like, oh, I want to watch that person. But there's a lot more difficulty in doing that. And so, there's the appeal, And so if someone leaves, a company, if they leave Nijisanji or they leave Hololive, there's no guarantee that that audience is going to follow them to, back to being indie. Now, mind you, some people, they go from indie to Hololive and back or whatever, and their audience sticks with them both ways. Like, darn it, what was Gargura, now Sana, but I forget what she was before she was Sana. I forget what the account she had before she was Gura, but that one also had 1 million subscribers, which Gura got, like, the day she debuted, which was kind of insane. And again, that was because of this huge built-in fan base that Hololive already had, and there were a bunch of people who wanted an English original generation, and then this meme spread around, and people were like, oh, English-speaking VTuber. Cool. And it's a part of this company that I've seen online. I want to go check that out. Also, meme, funny, funny first letter of the alphabet. Ha 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 ha. And then now you got Gargura. But of course, it's not all positive. It's not all positive. For instance, there's a more cynical perspective to take with corporations. At the end of the day, as much as you might want to not necessarily acknowledge it, they're selling you a product, and the product you're being sold is the VTuber themselves. The VTuber reflects the brand, and the brand is always going to be, it's going to be the Hololive brand, it's going to be the Nijisanji brand, and that brand is going to have to be very unified. It's why, as I mentioned, the designs in, say, Hololive and Nijisanji, they don't experiment as much. It's why there's a very unified look, there's a very unified feel to everything, and again, that for some people can be part of the appeal. For a lot of people, that's something they like, because, I don't have to worry about, them going off the rails, or I have an expectation going into this. Well, yeah, but I want something a little more. I want something a little off the walls. Yeah, man, you're just too crazy. Just imagine that fake conversation being between, say, Mr. Corpo positive, Mr. Corpo negative, only likes indies. I don't know. I should have gotten different avatars and edited that, but I'm not gonna. See, this is Cosmos content trademark, patent pending. I just spur of the moment. It's all improv. I say yes and hope for the best. But yes, at the end of the day, you're being sold a product, and no matter how unhinged everything might seem that the talents do, they're a part of the brand. They reflect the company. They are representatives of the company. I'm certain that even the most unhinged of corporate VTubers you can think of, for me, that would be Pipkin Pippa of FaZe Connect, they probably get told to dial things back, or they have to, go to meetings with managers, or have to discuss, their brand. Like, my mental image is the famous Walmart clip that, you know Pippa, you've probably seen it. That clip, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some discussion with a manager of some sort, like, hey, probably don't say something like that. And then as that clip got popular and comments like that got popular, they decided to kind of reorient stuff towards a more conspiracy theorist direction, or maybe that was already, I don't know the exact timeline, maybe they'd already been orienting things in that direction, but I wouldn't be surprised if that specific comment probably got her in a bit of behind-the-scenes trouble. Like, that's the thing is about companies, is you're held accountable by managers and stuff, whereas as an indie, you basically just have your audience, the wonderful people that watch you or don't. In my case, all 5 of you. And I appreciate all 5 of you sincerely. You know, Hololive, they sell you, idols, they sell you the concerts and the singing. With Niji Sanji, they do a bit of a middle ground. They do, gaming streams, but they also sell very K-pop culture type deal. From what I've seen online, a lot of their fan base kind of migrated over from K-pop fandoms or are also K-pop fans. Any Niji Sanji fans, feel free to comment. Yippee, my first shameless engagement bait. Celebrate it. Let's celebrate it. But like they have a specific look, feel, kind of idea they're going with. Like you think of Hololive, well, everything made by Cover Corp, because they've got Hololive, they got Holostars. There's even the running gags are a part of the brand. Stuff like, oh, Yago's dream's been ruined. Is it Yago or Yagu? I always think Yagu because of the double O, and that makes the oo sound, but everyone always says Yago, so I assume it's Yago. Because Japanese is a phonetic language, like everything's written out, and it's got a pronunciation. So there's not confusion about how it's pronounced. Unlike English, which is confusing, which refuses to be classified and consistent. But I digress. So I suppose that could be the appeal for a lot of people with indies is, well, you don't have as many people keeping you accountable, so there's a lot more freedom. And some people do get managers as indies. That's not too uncommon, actually, is to hire someone on and be like, okay, I'll split, how much money I earn with you, yada, 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 or I'll pay you just out of pocket until I start earning such and such amount, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's usually contracts and whatnot, behind-the-scenes stuff. Like, everyone has behind-the-scenes stuff. There's always behind-the-scenes stuff. Doesn't matter who it is, there's behind-the-scenes stuff everywhere. That's just the entertainment industry, and like it or not, VTubing is a part of that, and no matter how much they try to pretend they're not, even indie VTubers are a part of the entertainment industry. But specifically, I'm gonna say the companies are going to be more connected to that than a lot of indies are. And so a lot of the problems with that are going to be there. So I would say that's going to be a bit of a problem. But I think I've waffled on enough. So I'm kind of curious, Earthlings. Want you all to think. What do you think is, first of all, the appeal of corporate versus indie VTubers? Do you agree that it's like, oh, the larger fan bases, like the more unified kind of vibe versus the more experimental vibe that you might see with indies, the higher levels of unhinged you see with indies versus kind of the more moderate stuff you see with corpo VTubers. And then secondly, do you necessarily see corporations and corporate VTubers sticking around for long? And then I would say 3. Do you think it's necessary for those companies to stick around for, I suppose, VTubing as both a medium for content creation and as an industry to keep succeeding? Because honestly, those are questions I'm gonna keep thinking on. Like, I think I've talked on too much, but I'm gonna keep thinking on it because I think there's a lot more to discuss. Just that's all I have to say with my specific voice. My personal opinions in isolation. But at the end of the day, that's the limit of the discussion video. Why did you teleport me? Who sent you? Be gone! Why did you not be gone? Stealing my gun. See? That's the problem. That's the problem. Stealing my gun. Fish people. It's almost fish people, man. I mean, I don't sound like that guy. It's a little bit. Anyways, jokes aside, that's all from me. So hope you all have a good day. This has been Cosmos Video.